This is First Hour with Summit Times. East District woke up to a desolate Sunday yesterday, still anxious with the arrival of novel coronavirus among the resident population. Rangpo, Singtam and Dikchu went into voluntary lockdown and movement was thin in the capital as well. Vehicles were noticeably few and even Lal Bazar received very few shoppers on Sunday. As the day progressed, the East District Administration declared the Sikkim Distilleries unit in Rangpo a containment zone after cases were detected there. There is however no official word on how many tested positive at this facility. With this, East Sikkim now has 13 containment zones stretching from Tarpin in Rorathang to Gangtok. As the day progressed, the district administration also officially put Rangpo under lockdown till the 21st of July. South Sikkim has 3 towns under lockdown because of their proximity to Rangpo, which is emerging as an outbreak point. 3 more people who attended the funeral at Rangpo tested positive today. In what must be received with cautious excitement is news that all the 19 primary contacts of the Agriculture Department employee in Gangtok, including her roommates at the Working Women's Hostel, tested negative in TrueNat screening. Since not enough time has passed since they came in contact with the COVID patient, they will be tested again after 21st July. Till then, Sikkim will have to reassure itself with their current negative status. As for the state's COVID load, 10 new cases were confirmed on Sunday from samples collected the previous day. This brings the state's active count to 193. With the number of positive cases growing and the capacity at STNM Hospital's COVID wing running out, the doctors have finally decided to house asymptomatic cases at a separate location, and the Sikkim facility at Assam Lingze has been prepared for this task. The infrastructure and resources at the COVID wing can then be dedicated solely to the care of patients who develop symptoms and require medical attention. While it is necessary that everyone takes proper precautions, panic should not be the response to the recent COVID-related developments. With heavy to very heavy rainfall forecast for the next few days over East and Northeast India, the flood situation, already desperate in Assam and on the verge of becoming severe in Bihar, is expected to worsen. At least 79 people have lost their lives in Assam due to severe flooding, and Brahmaputra continues to flow above the danger mark in several places. 26 of Assam's 33 districts have been affected so far, devastating 2,678 villages. Nearly 28 lakh people and over 1 lakh hectares of crop area have been affected. In Bihar, all major rivers are in spate and flowing above the danger mark, flooding 30 blocks across 8 districts in the state. The virus continues to infect on a fast clip in the northeast. The COVID-19 tally in Tripura swelled to 2,380 with 18 more people testing positive on Sunday. Arunachal Pradesh meanwhile reported 41 new cases. Its tally now stands at 650. From Nagaland, there is some worrying news. 9 frontline workers tested positive in Nagaland's Peren district. These included a non-healthcare worker, kitchen and security staff on duty in a containment zone there. Sikkim is not the only northeastern state grappling with a COVID spike triggered by slack containment and poor virus safety protocols of the security agencies. In Manipur, 63 security personnel tested positive for COVID on Sunday, taking the state's tally to 1,891. In Meghalaya, 2 more patients, including a BSF Jawan, died due to COVID, taking the state's toll to 4. To lift the gloom, here is some happier news. A day after the highest single-day spike of 1,218, 10 expecting mothers afflicted with the virus delivered healthy babies at the Guwahati Medical College Hospital on Saturday night. They are all keeping well. India reported 38,902 new cases of novel coronavirus on Sunday from the 3,58,127 samples tested the previous day. This is the 4th consecutive day that COVID-19 cases have increased by more than 30,000 in our country. The nation's COVID load now stands at 10,77,618. The Sunday spike was the highest single-day rise in the number of fresh infections. By now, the nation is used to breaking these records on a daily basis, and it is no longer enough to continue blaming the people for being careless. After 4 months of the lockdown, a coherent plan was the least that was expected, not distractions, which are all that the people are being served up. The death toll due to COVID-19 rose by 543 on Sunday and now stands at a collective 26,816. Also on Sunday, what the people have known for a while, the Indian Medical Association finally said out loud. The situation in India, the association said, is really bad, especially now that the infection is spreading in rural areas as well. A very valid debate can be argued on whether the very institution of Raj Bhavans and governors is palatable in a people's democracy. Apart from serving the centre's interest in these exceptionally divisive and mischievous times, Raj Bhavans have done little else, except, of course, impose yet more VIPs and their whims on the people. Their excellencies perpetuate colonial practices and attitudes and live elevated lives of privilege. And the Mahamahim of Himachal Pradesh on Sunday added one more feather to their fluffed up plume. People who want to meet Himachal Pradesh's Governor Bandaru Dattatreya will now need to carry a COVID-19 negative test report before getting an audience. Common people, in contrast, remain poorly served. Some distance south of Himachal, at Kalburgi COVID Hospital in Karnataka, patients recuperate in the company of pigs. You heard that right. A herd of pigs roams freely at the facility, and no, they have not been provided PPEs. The global coronavirus count is now over 1.42 crore, while the death toll has crossed 6 lakh. United States tops the list with a little over 1,40,000 deaths. It is followed by 78,772 fatalities in Brazil and 45,358 in the United Kingdom. Of the number of confirmed infections worldwide, 37 lakh are in the United States alone. There are over 20 lakh in Brazil, and now India has more than 10 lakh. The World Health Organization again reported a single-day record of new infections with 2,59,848 people testing positive. Iran's President Hassan Rouhani on Saturday said that 2.5 crore Iranians have contracted COVID-19 and that another 3.5 crore are at risk of acquiring it. Iran's official toll is around 2.7 lakh cases and 13,979 deaths. There is a huge discrepancy between the numbers stated by Rouhani and Iran's official figures. There is still no clarity whether Rouhani possibly messed up with the numbers or not. But if it is true, now close to 1/3 of Iran's 8 crore population is infected. If the cases rise as per Rouhani's projection, Iran would be heading for natural herd immunity. Or it could be possible that some Iranian cities and towns may already have sufficient infections for herd immunity. This will be an interesting development to follow. Herd immunity occurs when a sufficient percentage of a population becomes immune to a disease, making the spread of disease from person to person unlikely. As a result, the whole community becomes protected. Measles has a herd immunity of 95% of the population. For influenza, it can be as low as 35%. There is, however, no unanimity on what this threshold is for COVID-19, and estimates vary from 29% to 80% of the population. Now to end the bulletin with some bizarre news. While we remain occupied with confusion over containment zones and what community transfer means, some other people have other things driving them to despair. The fitting of their stitched underwears, for instance. A man in Bhopal arrived at the Thana there recently to file a complaint against a local tailor who stitched him an underwear that was shorter than the required length. 46-year-old Krishna Kumar Dubey reports that he had given a 2-meter piece of cloth to be stitched, but when he received the underwear, it was short in length. In case you want to use the same tailor, he charges ₹70 per kacha, which, by the way, includes the cost of the nara as well. Just to make sure that you're getting the melodrama right, Krishna Kumar lost his job as a security guard during the lockdown and claims that he's struggling to make ends meet. He had recently borrowed rupees 1,000 from a friend to buy essentials and appears to have spent part of it to get an underwear stitched. What can we say? If you spend cash so dear on something that is always so near, even you would want the cops to intervene if the fit wasn't right. Hopefully, that's one concern our listeners don't have to grapple with. What you should remember though is that Sikkim's road will be receiving only even-numbered cars today. Thanks for tuning in.